If you've ever been a dog owner, you know that sound. That hacking cough that just doesn't quit. So you go to the vet, you run the tests, but what happens when the real problem is something you can't even see? Well, today, we're diving into an incredible story about how simple numbers are helping us see the invisible.
Right? It's a question that really sets up a tough puzzle for veterinarians. And the answer points to a pretty serious condition that's hiding in plain sight. Or maybe more accurately, it's hiding between breaths.
So this condition that's behind the cough, the one that's so incredibly hard to spot, is called bronchomalacia. Now the key word here, the one you really got to focus on, is dynamic. Bronchomalacia, or BM for short, isn't some static, unchanging problem. It's a collapse of these tiny, vital airways that happens during breathing, specifically when the dog breathes out. And that makes it just unbelievably tricky to catch.
And this is exactly where the challenge lies. A standard chest x-ray, the first tool everyone reaches for, often looks completely normal. And even the gold standard, bronchoscopy, where they send a tiny camera down into the lungs, it has its own limits. Anesthesia can sometimes prevent the collapse from happening, and the camera just isn't small enough to reach the tiniest little airways where the problem might be hiding. So we clearly need a better way to see what's going on.
So if our own eyes and even tiny cameras can't always spot the problem, what can? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is numbers. Instead of just looking at pictures, researchers are starting to turn those pictures into cold, hard data. So welcome to the fascinating world of radiomics.
At its heart, radiomics is this amazing science of pulling huge amounts of numerical data out of medical images, like a CT scan. It basically transforms what looks to us like a simple black and white picture into this incredibly rich data set that a computer can then analyze for patterns that are completely invisible to the human eye.
And the fundamental building block for this whole analysis is something called the Hounsfield unit, or HU. Just think of it as a universal scale for density inside a CT scan. Every single pixel, or actually it's a 3D pixel called a voxel, gets assigned a number. Pure air is way down at -1,000. Water is the baseline at 0, and dense bone is way up in the thousands. This scale is how we begin to quantify what's really happening inside the lung.
So, using this Hounsfield scale, researchers were able to zero in on 4 vital metrics. 4 specific numbers that could finally give them an objective, unbiased way to see what's really happening inside the lungs of these poor dogs.
These 4 metrics, they're really the heroes of this story. And how they're measured is actually pretty cool. A vet takes the CT scan, and using some specialized software, they literally trace the outline of the lungs on the image. Then the computer does the heavy lifting. It goes through every single 3D pixel, every voxel, inside that outline, records its specific Hounsfield density number, and then crunches all that data to give us these 4 powerful objective measurements.
Okay, so it all starts with the big picture, mean lung attenuation, or MLA. The easiest way to think about this is it's just the average density of the entire lung. In a healthy, happy, air-filled lung, that average is going to be really low, deep in the negatives. If that number starts to creep up, well, that's the first big clue that the lung is becoming denser and losing air.
Next, we zoom in on the extremes. The low attenuation area, or LAA, counts up the percentage of the lung that is exceptionally airy. So it's looking for all the voxels below a certain negative threshold. In human medicine, a high number here is a classic sign of what's called air trapping. Basically, air gets in, but it gets stuck and can't get out.
And of course, the flip side of that coin is just as important. The high attenuation area, or HAA. This measures the exact opposite. It's the percentage of the lung that's abnormally dense. We're talking about areas that are looking more like tissue or fluid instead of air. It's a direct sign of where the lung is losing air. And the last metric, this one's a bit of a specialist tool, and it's actually borrowed directly from human medicine. It's the specific attenuation area. This one looks for a very precise, narrow window of density that's often linked to what's called interstitial lung disease, which is basically inflammation or scarring in the lung's functional tissue.
All right, so the researchers took these 4 powerful metrics and used them to compare CT scans taken when dogs were breathing in versus when they were breathing out. And what they found? Well, it tells a tale of 2 very different breaths.
And here it is. This is the big aha moment.
When a healthy dog breathes out, its lungs naturally get a little bit denser. Totally normal. But in dogs with bronchomalacia, the change is, well, it's traumatic. As they exhale, those small airways collapse, which means the lung tissue suddenly becomes significantly denser.
And you can actually see this happening on the scans. This sudden increase in density creates what vets call a ground glass opacity. It's this hazy, gray, almost foggy look in the lungs that just pops up when the dog breathes out. It's the visual footprint of that dynamic collapse happening in real time.
And the hard numbers? Oh, they tell the same story, but even more clearly. When healthy dogs breathed out, their average lung density, that MLA we talked about, went up by about 90 Hounsfield units. But in the dogs with BM, it jumped by a staggering 156 units. I mean, that is not a subtle difference. It's a massive, measurable signal.
Now, the other metrics told a really fascinating story too. And here's a surprise. The low attenuation area, that marker for air trapping, it actually decreased more in the dogs with BM. This is huge. It's strong evidence that, unlike other lung diseases, simple air trapping isn't really the main problem here. Instead, it's all about that dynamic loss of air as they exhale.
So what does this all boil down to? What does it mean for the vets on the front lines and, more importantly, for the dogs they treat? Well, it means they have a powerful new tool in their diagnostic toolkit.
This really matters because it takes the diagnosis from a subjective guess, I think I see a collapse, to objective, repeatable proof. It proves that BON isn't just a problem with the pipes, it causes real, measurable, parenchymal changes. That's physical changes to the actual functional tissue of the lung. And that can help vets diagnose it with way more confidence and tell it apart from other lung diseases.
This study's authors really said it best. Radiomics isn't just some abstract research tool. It offers the very real possibility of improving how we diagnose and understand these diseases in our pets. It's about making the invisible visible. And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to chew on. This study was about dogs, but the principle behind it is universal. By learning to read the quantitative story that's hidden inside every single medical image, could we be on the verge of unlocking a whole new future for medicine? For all creatures, great and small?